Hey everyone, the astute amongst you may remember that I went to Oregon during the fall, where we had many adventures. One of which was the Spectrum Sunstone mine, and I'm very excited because today we're going to do some faceting of sunstones from our trip. I've got a few selected that should be nice to facet. There's two like normal ones. There's a schiller I want to try because I've never really tried faceting schiller. They look amazing when you do it right, but I've never really given it a shot before. We'll see how I'm feeling by the end. I really don't want to mess them up. I have, I think we got 5 with color pockets, like reds and greens on that trip, and I do not want to mess them up, so I will only start one if I'm feeling confident. We'll see how I'm feeling by the end of the video is I guess what I'm getting at. Hopefully we'll do one today. If not, I will practice on similar stuff in my own time, and we'll come back and do that. So, without further speaking, let's go over to my bin. Okay, so I've got 2 dopped up already. We've got this one. Where are you? There you are. Which is a very typical sunstone, Oregon Sunstone. This one's nice because it has like no fractures, no faults, no inclusions. It's just a perfect clear. So I thought that'd be a good one to start with. We got this one also. It's a bit smaller, but again, perfect clear. So those are good representations, I think. And we've got this one right here. And this is the one that has schiller that I'm thinking about faceting. It's a pretty nice one. There's some really good schiller in there. I just don't know how to best go about doing that. So I don't know. We're still gonna do one. I just don't know if it's gonna be this one because this is a really nice one. This is one of my nicer ones that I got. But I think it could be amazing if we do it right. And then these are the 2 colors that I am debating on. This one has a nice red pocket in the center, which should turn into a good stone. There's a lot of meat on this one, so that one's maybe a little more forgiving. And then this one, which has a really nice red pocket. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I might do this one just because it's smaller, regardless. That's a really nice little red pocket in there, and it's probably going to be easier to, you know, center than this one. So I think regardless we'll do that one. But yeah, those are the 4 we're looking at today. So yeah, I guess without further ado, I'm gonna put this one into my quill and we can begin. Excuse the saw noise. I have an agate in there and it will not finish. It's taking so long. Anyway though, we have the girdle, rough cut. I always do the girdle, which is the, you know, outside wall. Oh, you can't see me gesturing. The outside walls, and then the first faces of the pavilion, which is, you know, the typical bottom point. Oh, bottom point. Where? Trying to figure out where my lens is at, apparently. Anyway, I always do those that first set of pavilion cuts and my girdle cuts on 360 grit. On bigger stones anyway, which technically this is kind of a bigger stone. And that is just because it takes for freaking ever if you go any higher than that. But I'll only do those first 2 steps, and then I'm going to go to 600 to do the rest, just because I like having more control over how deep my cuts are going. And I never mentioned it. We're doing a Portuguese round, because I love Portuguese rounds. They look amazing. I still am yet to cut a stone that didn't look better with a Portuguese round. So yeah, that's just my go-to. There, so we've got those first, that's what I call my heavy lifting cuts, because the most amount of material is going to be getting removed in those 2 stages, the girdle and the pavilion, the first step of the pavilion. So now I'm going to go up to 600 and we're going to just do what we just did again, but a little more finesse-like, because I was really just roughing in that shape. Never really focused too much. I personally never really focused too much on finesse on the first 2 steps, just because I gotta go back anyway and refine it further with higher grit. So yeah, that's basically just what I call roughing in my shape. So now we can come back and do just that, the refining and whatnot also and stuff. Now we've changed angles. We're going to bring this down. You know, there's like a little triangle at the tip. We bring that down until the tip is touching the girdle, and then that will leave a nice little rim of triangles. Now that we've got this step in, we're just alternating, and it's basically just matching triangles at this point. So easy, it's so simple, but it looks so freaking good. I love it. See, now we've got that little rim of triangles all the way around, which means now we're going to drop it down, change the angle, and we'll end up making the next faces. And I'll show you what I mean when I say it's just triangles meeting triangles. Now you can see that we've dropped to the next angle, which is that little face right there. We just bring it down until it's meeting the point of the other triangles we just made. And we just continue that around. And that's pretty much as simple as it is. One of the reasons I love the simplicity of the Portuguese round so very, very much is so you can see all of these lines and numbers. Portuguese round is like the easiest one to remember ever because you do one angle, one of these angles on all of the numbered lines, and then you drop it to the next angle and do every line without a number. And then you just flip-flop back and forth until you're done. And it's honestly really simple and looks fantastic. Alright, we have one more angle to do, but it's so small that I'm going to just do it on the 3000. So now all we have to do is switch to 3000 grit disc and we will start all the way over, basically. Alright, now we can swap to the acrylic plate and the 14,000 grit paste and finish polishing this pavilion. Pavilion is done. I'm gonna go put this in acetone to soften the epoxy so we can transfer it, and yeah, we can get started on the next one. Okay, so this is the one we're gonna be doing next. Oh my gosh, my tumbler's so annoying sometimes. There, don't let me forget to plug that back in, because I do that. And that's why I usually don't unplug it for videos, because I usually forget to turn it back on, and then I lose an entire week. Anyway though, this is the one we're gonna do next. This is another just standard, no schiller, but also no inclusions, so it's gonna be a nice little faceter. I think we're gonna do an emerald cut on this one. Just based on the shape, I think something like an emerald cut is probably gonna be the best to maximize our yield off of this one. So yeah, basically, we're making a square. Or a rectangle, I don't know yet. Alright, well, I had to go quite a bit smaller than I wanted to on this one because there's a big fracture that runs through it, so I wanted to make sure we got past that. It's still going to be a good, you know, like, little centerpiece size stone for a ring. Alrighty, that one's good for polish too. Alrighty, so those two are ready to get transferred over. I was on the phone with Alexis and got distracted, so I actually went ahead and already transferred the first one over, but still need to do the other one. Anyway though, trying to decide which one of these colors we're going to work on and which one of these schillers we're going to work on. I was thinking this one because it has a really nice schiller pocket, but the more I look at it, like, yeah, see that? That's just gorgeous. Problem is, it has a big old fracture running through it, so that one might be a better one to carve. This one, really nice pocket. It's just at a really weird angle, so it's going to be tricky to... but that's Alexis again. Called it. It was Alexis. Anyway, though, so it's really important that we get our color spots centered, like perfectly centered. So I'm grinding down a few faces to make sure I am going to be putting them where I need to. And then on the schiller is a lot like color flash on labradorite. It's very directional. So if we put this on the dop on the wrong face, there's not going to be any schiller unless you're like holding the stone awkwardly sideways, which is not what we want. So I am taking them to the 600 and kind of just rolling them out so that I can see what direction the faces are flashing at. Okay, I think I found a good plane on this one. Let's see if I can get it to cooperate on camera. Yeah, so you can see that flare right there, that side, and then on that side. So I think that's actually pretty well right where I want it to be. So I think this is one of the ones, and I'm going to adopt it either way. I don't know. I'm going to test the other one and see how it looks. Test them all out. This is definitely the schiller we're going to be going with. It's just behaving. It's got the flash in the right spot to actually get a good stone out of. And then this, I think, is going to be the color that I want to go with, because it is pretty well centered. It's a nice, good-sized pocket. A little bit of fractured stuff on the side, but that'll be super easy to get rid of. So, I guess I'm going to put these on dops, and I will see you whenever they're done curing. All right, it is an undisclosed amount of time later, and all of our stones are set up and ready to facet. So I want to do, well, really I want to do these ones first so that I can get them transferred so that that glue can be curing, but I can't because I need these dops to be able to transfer them, so I literally have to do these two first. But that's fine. Just get them finished and out of the way and then we can move on. Now we have our first set of crown facets on. This is again why I love Portuguese rounds so much. They look amazing and they're just so simple. So what we're gonna do now is literally the exact same thing we did on the pavilion. Just triangles matching triangles. Alrighty, the first one is done, and wow, that looks good. I realized while I was faceting it that I have never actually done a Portuguese round on a sunstone before, and I am very, very happy with how that looks. That's flippin' gorgeous. Alright, well, I'm excited to see what the other ones are going to look like now. We are going to do the emerald cut. I'm going to finish the emerald cut, I think, just so I can get this dot back. So here, let me explain why I needed to do these first. So when you do your first step, which is the pavilion, which is the bottom point, you make a flat on the stone to glue it down to your dop. Well, when you come to transfer, so you can do the crown, you need a cone that the point sits inside of. So these will join together like that, and then you can transfer the stone out. Problem is, whenever I finish these two, the two matching cone-ended dops, or this one and the one we just finished, so literally have to get these off to free these dops so that once these are done with the pavilion, I can actually transfer them up. There it is, and that came out flippin' beautiful. That is a gorgeous little stone. Definitely got smaller than I had originally planned on, but honestly, it's okay. That is so pretty. And now that means I have both of my dops back. So we can start on the other two. So the next big step of importance is deciding what cut we're gonna do. I think with this one, the red spot, we are actually going to do a Portuguese round again, because Portuguese round have a way of really bringing color out. So I'm thinking that might help to draw out that red color, because the red isn't going to fill the whole stone. If I do that, it'll be a tiny stone. So I think to maximize the red, a good way of doing that would be doing a cut like a Portuguese round that internally reflects so much. That would really make the color a lot brighter, I think. Honestly, I don't know what to do with the schiller. I feel like we probably want a big table, considering that gives us the biggest viewing area for the schiller in there. So I think with this one, we're gonna go with a trillion. I think that might look best, a simple trillion. Now we can swap up to the 3000 to refine that shape a bit. And when it's wet, I can see that schiller flaring. So I think we are on the right track. I honestly don't know yet. You'll find out. Got a pavilion done, so I'm gonna get this transferred over and let us begin on this one. I really am hoping for good stuff on this one. That is gonna be so freaking nice if we can pull it off. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but so far, really, really good. We got that color pocket like right where it needs to be. Oh, that is so pretty. That is so gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna get this transferred over. I'm here way later than I wanted to be, so I'm gonna just get that done. And yeah, I'll see you back tomorrow whenever the glue is finished. Alrighty, the glue is set. So let us return to the faceting stuff. I think we're gonna do this one first. Save the color spot for last, I think. Schiller is done, and that is so pretty. That pink flare right in the middle, actually lined out perfectly. When Alexis gets off work, I'm gonna steal her phone to get close-ups on all of these on a macro lens because her phone has one. That is so freaking pretty. This is such a simple cut, but it comes out looking so good. All right, we are 3 down with 1 to go, and I think the one that's left is the one I am most anxious to see how it's gonna turn out. So let us finish our color. I'm so hopeful. I think we got the color spot right in the right place. I guess we'll find out though. There's still room for things to go south. Alright guys, moment of truth. I'm gonna go let this soak in some acetone for a little bit, and then we can clip it out and see how we did. Verdict is in. How did we do? Not great, actually. I think the problem is I should have put it on the top the opposite way, which unfortunately with that stone literally would not have been possible because of how slanted it was. And I say that for this reason. Check this out. So here it is, you know, top down. You remove it around, you can see some of that red spot in there. Like some of that pink color comes out. But look what happens when we flip it upside down. Flip it upside down and it is just bright pink. Like reddish pink, hot pink color. Which leads me to believe that, yeah, we flipped it on the top upside down, unfortunately. So close. Because, yeah, that's the color I was going for on the face. It's so weird how directional it is. Because you'd think if it's showing that strong of a color from the back side, that if you flipped it over, it wouldn't just all disappear like that. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, as it sits, it's still a very, very pretty stone. It's just not what I was hoping for. There were 5 total. We just cut one. This little one, it has an itty bitty little red spot in there. I think you can see it. Yeah, right there. You can see the red spot in there. It's itty bitty. Here's the problem. I have no more practice pieces other than that little itty bitty one because this one is a green spot. I really don't want to mess that one up. This one has a huge red spot. So I definitely am not wasting that on practice. And this one has a huge dichroic pocket. So again, these are not practice pieces. These are like my good ones that I don't want to mess with. So really what I'm getting at in saying all of this is I think I'm going to buy some Sunstones and do some practice and come back. Regardless though, I think I could still be happy with this one. It is a really pretty stone. It's just unfortunate that it's flashing on the wrong side. Well, there they are. They're all still very pretty. I'm still just a little irritated about that one. That could have been so much nicer. Glad the schiller came out nice though. That is really pretty. I mean, they're still beautiful stones. There's no losing. They're still just gorgeous, but yeah, I was hoping for a bright pink on the face, not the backside. I'll do some homework. Actually, no, we'll call it training. I'll do some training on my own time, and we'll revisit these really nice ones once I have a little bit more practice under my belt. Hey, so like, remember how there were 4 in here? I was taking my thumbnail picture and freaking dropped the schiller. And I have torn this entire area apart for the last 45 minutes and I can't find it. So, rest in peace to the schiller, I guess, because I don't know where the heck it went. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm gonna wrap this video up before I lose anything else. So again, I'll do some training on my own time and we'll come back with those really nice ones and see if we can't get a crazy result. Let me know if you guys want to see more faceting. That's something I'm always open to. We could do something different, like sapphires maybe. Also, I've been stockpiling opals for like a year now, so we'll probably be doing an opal cabbing video here pretty soon. We got a break from the cold and it's like in the 50s, and this weekend it's supposed to be in the 60s, so we're doing something. We're going on a trip and I will post videos of that whenever it is finally done. Also, I'll be doing another live stream in like 2 weeks. I'll give an actual date as we get closer, but yeah, another live stream coming up soon. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments. Mine was probably the schiller, but it's gone forever. Anyway though, that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed and I will see you next time.